It's a wedding season coming up, and have you heard of the proposal party? It's not the stag and doe engagement party or the bachelor or bachelorette, but it is another event that you are now expected to attend as a wedding guest. So the Atlantic calls this trend, there's a trend, it's called wedding sprawl, where couples are not just celebrating the big day, but rather the big year. Camry, are you looking forward to sprawling, the wedding sprawling?
Well, I feel sorry for people who feel they now have to buy in literally to the never-ending branding of a deeply personal, meaningful event, right? There are many cultural traditions, and my mom's, case in point, she was Lebanese, so there were a series of events that led up to the big day, but everybody gets it, everybody pitches in, and you're doing it yourself. You're not outsourcing it.
Yep.
You're not having to imagine it all. It already exists, and in our case, it was like I had, my aunts were there for days ahead with sheets of phyllo pastry, and if you said hi, they'd go, what? What are you doing? Go make your bed. And can I have a taste? No, it's for the wedding. So there were lots of warm memories like that. But the idea that people are now expected to do this outlay and this outsourcing, it makes me feel sorry for people. Right. And also on the top 10 list of traumatic life events, okay, along with divorce, death, and moving is birthday party. So how much more potentially stressful is a wedding year, right?
So you don't want to be invited to one of our birthday parties, is what you're saying.
If you provide me with a personal assistant, yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Listen, I love this idea. Invite me. Just invite me. You know why? Because I think maybe it's just a function of age. But as I get older, all of a sudden, all those tropes are coming true, that the only time you start to see people that you love and miss are at weddings and funerals. I was, and I hate to say that, it's so sad to say that. I was at a funeral yesterday for a very, very dear family friend, and I hadn't seen a lot of those people in ages, and so it was such a sad event, but that was the only time I got to see so many childhood friends. So on the one hand, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive, then just say no on the invite. If you really can't afford it, and a lot of people can't, you don't want to be having 17 events for your one wedding and expect everyone's going to go to all of them. So to the couples out there, if you're going to put the invite out, expect that there's an option for a yes, but there's also an option to say no. Yeah. Right? But generally speaking, it's maybe my age. I used to always be just hitting the club. Oh my gosh, your wedding's on a Saturday, you're cramping my style. Now, I'm like, please invite me to your wedding. Please, all the events. I did have a lot of events, but I have a very big family. They were coming in from out of town. I also, when you bring up the cultural component, we know that anybody who's of Indian descent, there are multiple events. I went to one in Napa Valley. It was an Indian woman getting married, and every night was themed. This night, because I got to wear a crop top, I was so happy. This is called a lehenga. It's not a crop top. It's officially called a lehenga. But there was four big events, so there was a theme for every night. I loved it. We all got on board. Everybody was together. I mean, I can't get enough of this stuff.
I love weddings, and I cry at weddings. And I grew up during a time where I didn't think I'd ever have the right to be married. Right? So my wife and I got married at City Hall in 2003, and we had our 6-month daughter in our arms at the time, right?
It's been 20 years.
Yes.
It's gonna be your 20th anniversary.
I know, right? Okay, note to self.
Let's do a party.
Don't forget that. Flowers.
Let's do an anniversary sprawl.
An anniversary?
In Ottawa.
Now you're talking.
Let's do an anniversary. We can start planning a series of events.
Okay, I feel like I'm being seduced and lured into this. Just when I thought I was out, she pulled me back in. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.